Hey everyone, welcome back to Fuel the Rides. I'm Aaron, week 3 of my weekly breakdown of my earnings. Every Monday, I show you exactly how much I made driving Lyft, what I spent on expenses, and what I actually took home, so you guys can see the real numbers behind rideshare driving. I apologize for this going up a little bit late. I did have surgery on Monday, so I wasn't able to get it done on time. So let's go ahead and dive into the numbers for September 22nd through the 28th. This week I gave 119 rides. My gross pay came out to $1,246.98. After my expenses, which was my gas and my rental, my total expenses were $482.65, which left me with a net of $764.33. So let's go ahead and break this down per mile. Gross, I made $1.05 a mile. My expenses were 41 cents a mile, leaving me a net of 64 cents per mile. So, for every mile I drove, about 64 cents stayed in my pocket. So, not too terrible. My per hour breakdown. Weirdly enough, I actually drove down to the minute the same number of hours that I drove last week, 56 hours and 7 minutes. This week, my gross was $22.22 an hour. My expenses were $8.60 an hour, and my net was $13.62 an hour. Now, if you look back at the previous video, I actually made more last week. And I'm going to actually be going into what I did differently that made me more the week before, and how I think it'll work going forward. So I was online for 56 hours and 7 minutes. I was booked for 43 hours and 19 minutes. So my gross booked was $28.78 an hour, $11.14 an hour in expenses while booked, and my net was $17.64 an hour. So once I had a passenger in the car, obviously I was averaging almost $29 an hour gross and $18 an hour net. But of course I want to account for all of my time because I'm not only working when somebody's in my car. My fuel cost and economy. My gas was 12.04 cents per mile at a fuel economy of 29.1 miles per gallon, which is absolutely amazing given the market that I'm in and how hilly it is. So it actually, my gas costs were pretty low per mile. My booked percentage was 77.2%, so about 46 minutes per hour average. I was booked. Again, like I've said in the past, I have a ways to go to get to the city, so sometimes I have to drive a little bit to get a little bit closer to where rides will be. So yeah, that's a big difference. In tips last week, 33 of my rides tipped, totaling $121.54. So about 28% of my riders tipped this week. So overall was a pretty solid week. It was higher than my first week for net, but a little lower than week 2, even though my fuel economy improved, obviously, nearly 29 miles per gallon. My book percentage was also pretty strong, above 77%, which means I wasn't sitting around as much waiting for rides. But that's my week 3 earnings breakdown. From here out, I'll be posting these every Monday, so you can follow along week by week. If you are a driver and you want to see breakdowns like this or even more for your own numbers, that's actually exactly what I do with my business, which is called Fuel the Numbers. I help drivers track gross pay, expenses, net, per mile, per hour, efficiency, etc. So you always know what you're making. That way you don't have to stuff your glove box with receipts. I'll go ahead and drop my email in the description and possibly a pinned comment if you want to check it out. But make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next Monday's weekly breakdown, as well as another video coming out this week as far as my monthly breakdown for September. And probably Thursday I'll be posting my video where I tell you what my difference was that caused me to make a little bit more last week than I did this week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching Fuel the Rides. Drive smarter and earn more. Have a great day and be safe.